Jake Tapper has been exposed. Yes, the CNN host and darling of the Democrats is in damage control today after his book tour turned into a pile-on following Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis, with journalists and commentators exposing the mainstream media's role in covering up the former president's rapidly declining health throughout his term and in the lead-up to the presidential election. Megyn Kelly unleashed on Tapper during a debate on her show, blasting him for being a key player in the cover-up, whilst blasting conservative media for attempting to expose the truth about Biden's condition.
Over here in my ecosphere, we were covering all of these. It wasn't just falling down. It was getting lost. It was some of the stuff you report in your book, we knew and we were reporting on, like the multi-jump cuts in the videos of him, where it was obvious he couldn't get through a 1-minute take. It was clear to us that he was using teleprompter, and there was some reporting on that at the time, all of which the White House was denying. Now, the current White House, I have some connections. With the Joe Biden White House, I had none, but you did. There was an attempted cover-up. It could only ever work if you allowed it, if the press allowed it. Some of us tried not to, and some of us were complicit.
The Biden White House did not like me. Okay, I do not have great connections with the Biden White House.
Well, clearly you have a lot of sources. You say you talked to over 200 sources for this book. So you have some you could have called and worked.
No, that's the point, is that they were not being honest. That's
well,
the
how
point.
Did the Wall Street Journal get it in June of 2024? And Jake Tapper and CNN couldn't find sources for this story then before he dropped out?
Online commentators have torched Tapper, with this person saying, "No one looks as horrible as Jake Tapper does right now. May his book rot on shelves wherever good people gather." This commentator agreed, saying Megyn Kelly ended Jake Tapper's career today. Total bloodbath. She left him rambling, speechless, and admitting he helped cover up Biden's decline. He had years to press Biden and didn't. Now he's exposed and finished. And the book has unsurprisingly not been well received by Joe Biden's family, with his granddaughter Naomi unleashing on the journalist. Just read a copy of this silly book, and if anyone is curious for a review from someone who lived it firsthand, this book is political fairy smart for the permanent professional chattering class. The ones who rarely enter the arena but profit from the spectacle of those that do. Put simply, it amounts to a bunch of unoriginal, uninspired lies written by irresponsible, self-promoting journalists out to make a quick buck. It relies on unnamed, anonymous sources pushing a self-serving false narrative that absolves them of any responsibility for our current national nightmare. All of this at the expense of a man so completely good and honest that it is impossible for these people to ever understand the why or how of it all. There are real stories to be told, and one day they will be. I suspect history will reward the truth. Jake Tapper's fall from grace was sealed today after his hypocrisy was exposed. The journalist went from being a Biden puppet raking in millions on CNN by regurgitating Democrat talking points to today desperately trying to shill his book by throwing the Biden family under the bus.
There's no evidence to support the allegation my father was financially involved in my business because it did not happen. There's no fairness or decency in what these Republicans are doing. And I do have to say, whatever you think of Hunter Biden, and there's certainly a lot of people in this town, Democrats and Republicans, that do not think a lot of him, there is a certain kind of like cruelty to the campaign against him. Where is Hunter? Where is Hunter? Where is Hunter? Hunter was driving the decision making for the family in a way that people, he was almost like a chief of staff of the family.
Does that strike you as pretty bizarre?
It's bizarre because I think he is provably, demonstrably unethical, sleazy, and prone to horrible decisions. I mean,
tell me how you really feel.
Well, I mean, just look at the record. I mean, after his brother died, he cheated on his wife with his brother's widow and then got her addicted to crack. That's just one thing I could say. I mean, I don't have a lot of personal regard for him.
Broadcaster Jon Stewart from The Daily Show also joined the chorus of Tapper detractors, slamming the host for attempting to pivot from selling books to showing sympathy for Biden's cancer diagnosis.
It's so hard. It's such a difficult time, so unfathomable in terms of the pain. his family must be feeling. And yet, if you act now, and you use the code / tap that book, you will obviously this 20% off offer is not available for some reason in Tennessee, but the point is, forgetting about the fact how weird it is that the news is selling you a book about news they should have told you was news a year ago for free.
And even Whoopi Goldberg from The View is turning on Tapper, outraged at the host for not exposing what he knew back when he was writing the book.
There's always been a mass trust issue because politicians, media, nobody does what they're supposed to do. Now, I say, for me, listen, he's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly. I can't point to anything that he's done as that he did.
No, that he's running for his next 4 years.
But I'm saying, I want, not you, but I want somebody to tell me, well, when did you know it was bad? If you knew, why did you wait?
Yeah.
So
can I get in? He said that it was after he moderated the debate.
Yes, but that's not, I'm sorry, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're telling me that hundreds of people knew that he was not able to do his job, then where the hell was everybody?
He did his job. And it seems the media scrutiny has taken its toll on Tapper, with news emerging that he has cancelled his media appearances, including Jimmy Kimmel for tonight, with no explanation from Tapper or the network.